first night of camping is all done. It's a mess in there because we made a mess. But the sun's coming up. It's a nice day. It's a little cool this morning. But it's not bad at all. Tank's over here. I'm gonna unhook him in a second. I just haven't even got his collar on yet or anything because we just got up a little bit ago. He did wake up a few times extra last night, but I think it's just because it's the first time we slept in the van. So he had to get out of the van just for a minute and look around, and then he'd get back in and go right back to bed. So it wasn't too bad at all. You did a good boy, didn't you, Tanky? Oh, you stretching? You stretching? Yeah, so I'm gonna go dig out my burner and make some coffee. But no, it was a good night. It was comfortable in there. It wasn't cold, and Tank seemed to like it. The view of the mountains are just beautiful this morning. We're taking a walk where we just got up just to move since we've been sleeping all night. And oh, it's just beautiful. It's such a nice day. It's such a nice day. Yes, I hear you, Tanky. That's why you're on the leash. Oh, what a nice day. Come on, Tanky. We'll go this way. I don't think it shows up as good on camera as it does in real life, but it is beautiful. It is coffee time. So, I drink instant coffee, so I just put some in this little container so I can scoop it in here. And I'm also going to make a mint tea for the road. So I'll be glad when that's done. I'm going to clean up a little bit while the water is getting hot. Good morning. Before anyone says anything, yes, I'm wearing the same shirt as yesterday. I'm just playing. Sometimes people do comment about that and it makes me laugh. But I'm camping. My shirt was fine. I took it off when I went to bed and slept in my tank top. And I'm just going to go hiking today with Tank. So why put on a new shirt? I'm all by myself. Tank doesn't care. No, just playing. But I'm just having my coffee. I'm starting to pick things up. While I was sitting and drinking my first cup of coffee, I decided that since we were planning on taking some drives and doing some hiking today, I'm going to pick a different campsite for tonight. I'm not going to come back to this campsite. This campsite doesn't have a lot of shade. It's a beautiful place. It has beautiful views of the mountains. But Tank really needs some shade if we're going to sit and relax. And I'd like to find some water because he likes to just stick his feet in the water and cool off. So our plan is to break down the rest of camp, which isn't much. All I have left to do is put my table, chair, screen house away, and then take my screens off of the van windows. I already picked up everything on the inside earlier. So yeah, I hope everyone's having a great day, and we'll see what today brings for our adventures. And we are getting ready to hit the road. It's only 8:30, so that's not too bad. I got 2 cups of coffee, a walk, and put everything away, so that's not bad timing, I don't think. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day, so I think the first stop we'll make on the way out of the Telos Road, I'm going to go back towards the Golden Road, is at the Big Eddy, just because I love that spot. I didn't stop there yesterday, so I'll show you guys what that looks like when we get there. Tank said he's ready. We stopped here. It's just a few miles down from where we were camping. This is Harrington Lake. The waves are a little loud. But look at this view. Oh man. I couldn't ask for anything more beautiful, I don't think. It's just so gorgeous. It's such a beautiful day. But that's what I like about camping up here, is you can just drive little distances and see such beautiful places, and they're all a little different. But I'm not sure how big this lake is, but it's going to be pretty big. I'd have to look at the gazetteer, but yeah. So this is a nice morning view. We'll see where else we go. Over there across the lake, That's that rock face I was videoing yesterday when we were taking a walk. So then we were camping right over there. I didn't know we could see it from here. We walked around the corner and I was like, hey, wait, that's where we were. Right, Jakey? Yeah, we did, because that's where we were over there a minute ago. But I just thought that was funny. You can see where we were camping over there. Well, the mountain we were camping by anyway. We just parked here because you walk down this trail here to go to see the Big Eddy. The van is parked over here. So we'll walk down here and then I'll show you the river and the water once we get down there. Up to the water. I'll get a little closer and show you. Here we are. Might be a little loud. I'll bring you around that corner over there too, but this is the Big Eddy. I keep Tank on the leash up here because these rocks are steep and I don't want him to slip into the water. That bridge over there we'll be driving over in just a minute to get back onto the Golden Road. What do you think, Tanky? Tank's having a blast. I come up this way on the Golden Road, I can't help it but come to the dam. Like I said, I call it Ripigimus. Someone else might call it something else. Oh, I think Tank wants to go this way. He's pulling me along. I guess we're going this way first. This is a beautiful area. You can see how low the water is. I'm sure that's because of the drought we're in. Because even when they've let the dam go, I haven't really seen it that low on the edges. Well, we have found our campsite for tonight. And look at the view. This is just amazing. There is one set of people way down there, but no one is at this campsite here. Hopefully it'll stay that way, but if it doesn't, that's okay. I just like peace and quiet. But look, it has its own little beach here. You can see Katahdin and all these other beautiful mountains. I have to look at the gazetteer. I can't remember. This is either called Horseshoe or Horse Race. I can't remember. But I'll look it up and tell you guys. But yeah, so I'm planning on getting my chair out and sitting it down there by the water and relaxing for a little bit before we take a hike. What do you think, Tanky? Do you like this campsite? Tanky said it's tank approved. Yeah, Tanky said it's approved. Oh, you gonna talk to me? Woo! There goes the wind. I don't think I could think of a much better place to sit and crochet with this kind of view. So Tank and I went hiking on a trail that goes up towards goes to some ice caves. But obviously we can't go down into the ice caves with Tank because it's a ladder and he's not that talented. He thinks he's a person, but he can't do a ladder. So now I'm just sitting on that little beach at my campsite and I'm working on a blanket that I'm making and just relaxing. Tank's taking a nap. He's wore out from hiking. I didn't film while I was hiking just because I needed a break from my phone, and I wanted to just enjoy the hike with Tank. But it was beautiful. It was fun, and but yeah. So I'll turn you around one more time just so you can see where I'm at. What I'm looking at while I'm crocheting. So as you can see, I'm sitting on the little beach, and I'm looking at the mountain and the sky. The clouds are dark, but I don't really mind because it's keeping the things a little shady and a little cooler. But yeah, this is what I'm looking at while I crochet. We watched a couple of canoes go by and a raft go by. So Tank thought that was great. And when the wind gets blowing again, we hear a little bit of the water lapping on the shore. So it's very peaceful. I'm glad this spot was empty today. Well guys, I'm sorry to say that our camping trip got cut early, or ended early, however you want to word that. It didn't ruin the trip, but I did have to come home early. Well, I didn't have to, but I chose to. What happened was we were at the new campsite with that little beach. It was a beautiful place. We had gone hiking. I was just sitting down on the little beach, crocheting and playing with Tank. And we saw a couple people drove through and a couple stopped and said hi, and Tank's fine. He loves people. There's only been, before this camping trip, there's only been one person he didn't like before, and he's going to be 5 years old in October. So he's met quite a few people. I mean, I'm kind of a hermit, but he still met quite a few people. But probably about an hour or two after we were just sitting there relaxing and just like taking little walks around where the campsite was, a guy drove up in a white truck, and he had a dog in the truck, which is fine. The dog was a little like rambunctious, but that happens. Tank sometimes gets rambunctious, and he stopped and waved, and I just said, hey, because I try not to be rude. I'm not a big people person, but I'm still not going to be rude. And and as soon as he stopped and said hi, Tank came right in front of me and growled at him. And Tank doesn't growl at people. I mean, not unless except for that one other person that he didn't like. And that was also during a camping trip. So the guy asked like 4 or 5 times, can I get out and can the dogs play? And I said, no, I don't think it's a good idea. My dog seems a little worried, and we're just trying to have a peaceful afternoon. I said, I appreciate you asking. I was trying to be super nice.
And he asked again. Then he got out of the truck and took the dog out of the truck and could barely hold the dog on the leash. It was just pulling and barking and just all over the place. And Tank was not having it. He did not want anything to do with the dog. He did not want anything to do with the guy. So I just asked again. I said, I really don't want to let them play. My dog seems nervous. I don't want there to be, I don't want anything to happen. I said, he's usually super nice. I'm sure your dog's nice, but I just don't want to do it. But I appreciate it. And he just did not want to take no for an answer at all. So I put Tank in the van, and I just went about like doing something on the other side of the van, and he said something. I couldn't hear what he said, and he got off and he sped off. He wasn't very happy. I don't know why it was so important to have him play with us, but Tank didn't like it, and I trust Tank's instincts. So he left, and I thought, okay, good, everything will be fine now. So I let Tank back out of the van because I didn't want a dog fight up in the middle of nowhere, especially where his dog was like super rambunctious, and I didn't know if it was nice rambunctious or not nice rambunctious. I couldn't tell because, dogs are dogs, But all I know, Tank wasn't having it, and he's played with lots of dogs. He has his best friend, so there was something off. And like I said, I trust Tank's instincts. So I let Tank back out of the van and went back down on the beach. And I said, okay, well, let's go back to relaxing. And we were playing with a stick down there, and I sat down. And poor Tank, he kept pacing back and forth, and whining, which I can't even think of when he does that. Not very often. Every once in a while, if we're in the woods and he doesn't like the smell of something, he'll do that. And he'll stand in front of me and have me turn around. So he just kept doing that. And so I got up and I asked him what was wrong. And he kept taking me to the van. I'd take him back down the beach. He'd take me back to the van. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to trust Tank's instincts. I really don't think this guy is going to come back, but I'm not going to push my limits. Tank feels like something's not right, and I trust Tank. So I packed up. Luckily, I hadn't really unpacked anything. I'd only got my window screens on, and I had taken my little stove out because I was going to cook some dinner. But besides that, and my chair and my table. So I didn't really have a whole lot to pick up. So I picked up my stuff, and I asked Tank if he wanted to go home, and he was all about going home. So I drove home. So I didn't let it ruin my trip. We still had a great first night camping. We had a great day of hiking and seeing things on the second day. And we may have left for nothing, or we may have left for a reason, and I'll never know, and it doesn't matter because I believe him. I believe what he feels, and I believe what he knows. So sorry you didn't get to see us sleeping in the van for a second night, but I'm sure we'll take it back out again soon. And I hope you enjoyed the videos. I did split it into two just because it was going to end up being really long. And Tank's all happy over here. He caught a muskrat today. So now we have a muskrat in the yard. We were taking a walk and he caught it. He brought it all the way home. I think he carried that in his mouth for a good 1.5 miles or more, and because he wanted to bring it home. But so we're safe, we're happy, we had a great time. I don't let things like that scare me, but I do take Tank's instincts seriously. And if he wasn't comfortable, and I know he wouldn't have slept well, he would have just been sitting up all night in the van, and that's not right for him. He deserves to have a good time too. So we'll do another van adventure soon. So I hope everyone is doing well. I had a great visit with my son, and that's why this video is not posted on Saturday. It won't post till Sunday because I went to visit him and we had a good time. And so I hope everyone has a great Labor Day weekend, and live every day to the fullest. Respect nature, and don't let things that might mess up our plans ruin everything, because the rest of it was so great. So always keep that in mind. It might not always go perfect, but it's still not a bad trip. And I'll go find Tank with his muskrat so you can say goodbye. So Tank is over here. So if you don't want to see the muskrat, you can stop the video early. But that's a little muskrat there. I think it got his foot. Yeah, his foot's a little bloody. So I'm going to have to clean his foot. He has a wound. You want to say hi and bye to everyone? Are you a mighty hunter? He's trying to clean his own foot. I'll clean it up. But thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.